No Drama Makeup Mama here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please consider hitting that bell, hitting subscribe, joining the No Drama family. Today, and for those of you who are back again, thank you, of course. Today we are going to be doing first impressions of the sunset. No, not the sunset. So the Sunrise Palette, which just came out last week, this week? It just came out this week, I think. So yes, I have it right here. And I'm gonna have my lovely assistant come and zoom in on my arm, and I'm going to do some swatches, and then we'll be right back to do an eye look. So see you in a minute. Okay, so we are gonna swatch from left to right, top to bottom, as normal people do. So I'm gonna grab Poppy. Ooh, these are really soft. Citrine, Phlox, and Awakening. So 3 out of 4 of these are shiny. So that's Poppy. Ooh. Citrine. Ooh, look at that yellow. Phlox, which is pretty similar to that. It's just a little bit lighter. And Awakening. Ooh, that's really pretty. It's kind of like a duochrome. It's got some, I don't know. It's like a pink, but it's got like peach reflectors in it. It's very pretty. Let's wipe my hands. Dry them on my pants. All right, so now we're gonna do Laurel, Aster, Glory, and Azalea. So this is Laurel, which is a really pretty gold. Aster, ooh, that's really pretty. Glory, it's a nice matte red that kind of looks a lot like Love Letter from Modern Renaissance. And this is Azalea, which is more of like a fiery bright orange. It looks like it has some red sparkle in it though. And Aster has like little mini micro blue sparkle in it. All right, so now I've got Morgan, Agate, Clove, and Carnelian. So this is Morgan. That's like one of my favorite transition colors, like that kind of peachy nude. It's so good for like everything. This is Agate. Oh, that's really gorgeous. It's like a true kind of champagne color. This is Clove. Ooh, that's a little, ooh, she a little patchy. All right, Natasha Denona, I know you were cheaper, but yeah, Clove's a little patchy for sure. This is Carnelian. Whoo! Okay, well, that one wasn't patchy. And then the last 3 are Jasper, Morning, and Dayspring. So this is Jasper, which is really similar to those two. Okay, so, but it's a matte. This is Morning, and this is Dayspring. So really the only one that was, I mean, these two are kind of patchy, which is Glory and Clove. Like they definitely are a little on the patchier sides, but the foils like Dayspring and Azalea are gorgeous, and Agate. And then the rest of the mattes look really good too. You know, keep in mind this, I'm sure it's the same exact formula. The difference in this palette was just that it was $65 instead of $129, $139. So I'm hoping, I didn't have one before. So we're gonna see, is it worth 65 or is it not? We'll find out. Watch this. No. Oh. I'm back. Okay, so I've prepped my eyes. There's one color that, and it's not really, see, if I have one complaint about this palette, it's that none of these colors are good for like an all over base. Like I'm gonna have to pull from another palette, because Morning is the lightest color and it is still like yellow. And since I don't want my eyes to look yellow. I'm not trying to be jaundice. Ugh. This was the first one I grabbed. I'm just gonna go into Blue Blood and go into Wealthy, which is that just real basic beige kind of color. Just to kind of put it all over my eyes, because I figure quality-wise, they're probably on about the same level. Speaking of, did you guys see Jeffree's new palettes for summer? He's got the big 24 pan, which is bigger than any of the ones he's done before, called Jawbreaker. And then he has the mini Jawbreaker, which is 9 pans, which I think is cool because it's only $28. So, you know, a lot of people that maybe couldn't afford Jeffree or just weren't willing to commit that kind of money to a palette can try them out and see. I don't know how I feel about the colors, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not saying that every eyeshadow palette has to be themed, but it's nice to have a thematic, like sunrise or desert dusk or modern renaissance, you know, like palettes. You're drawn to palettes, like eyeshadow palettes that are cohesive. There should be an overlying cohesiveness to them, you know? And Jeffree doesn't really do, I mean, Blood Sugar and Blue Blood definitely have an overlying, even Thirsty has an overlying cohesiveness, but like Alien and this new Jawbreaker, which is just like a rainbow palette, like it's very pretty and I'm sure it performs wonderfully. I just don't know if I'd use it, you know? So I don't know. Okay, enough about that. So I have my base down, which I pulled from Blue Blood, because the lightest one in here is Morning and it's still yellow. So I'm not trying to look, like I said, look jaundice. So I'm gonna go in with a fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna go into Morgan, because like I said, it is literally, this is like one of my favorite colors, Soft Glam. It's the Orange Soda, which is the same kind of soft, kind of a corally color, like a soft coral. Okay, so the pigmentation is real good in these so far, but I've only put one down, so. Like, I really want this palette to be good. Because one, I was so excited and it was such a surprise because she didn't say anything about it being cheaper. It just was, you know? I understand that it's a little bit smaller than the other ones, but honestly, like, as long as it takes you to get through an eyeshadow palette, this is a fine size. Like, it's not like it's small. I mean, it still has 15 colors in it, and it's still a good pan size. Not like tiny, like, you know, other brands that I won't mention that sometimes have tiny little eyeshadow palettes. All right, so that's Morgan down. It didn't give me a whole bunch of color. It's just kind of the opening act, if you will. I'm going to use actually the same exact brush, I think. Yes. Gosh, I don't want it to look, if you guys saw my live on Wednesday, I did the neons, and I really don't want it to look like that, only just a little different. So I'm trying to think of like where I want to go with it. I think I'm going to go into Glory, which is that kind of love letter modern renaissance color. I'm sure Natasha Denona loves that I'm calling her colors Anastasia Beverly Hill colors, and it's not actually the same color as Love Letter. Love Letter is a little darker. It's got more of a blue tone to it. This is definitely more red. So I'm just really kind of micro swiping just to kind of get that color down. I'm probably gonna go back with Morgan again. But that is pretty. Went on very nicely. Haven't had any fallout so far, but I also haven't used any shimmers, so we'll see. Just kind of blending and blending and blending. I'm trying to get more utilitarian about my brush use, because I know that like I pull a different brush for everything I do, which, I mean, part of it has to do with the fact that when you do makeup on other people, like, you don't reuse brushes after you dipped them in color, because that's a good way to get your kit gross. So I kind of am like trained to do that, but these are my brushes. All right, so I'm going back in with Morgan, and I'm just gonna go Morgan a little bit higher. Yeah. Blend it to filth. And I was thinking today too, I was like, gosh, I need to do some, you know, different type of eye looks, different shapes of eye looks, because it is really easy, you know, once you figure out what eye look or eye shape, you know, eye makeup looks good on you, you kind of get in this rut where you're like, this is what I do. This is what I do. And that's kind of where I'm at. So I am trying to explore a little bit more. But, so that's very pretty. I think I'm gonna go in with, gosh, the Aster is throwing me off. I will say that. Like, I understand why there's a purple in here, because if you think of a sunrise, it does have, and it's a really good representation. It's like that really cool purple that's kind of warmer toned. Like, I get why it's there, and I really want to use it.
Do it.
But I don't know where. Okay. So I'm going to, I'm gonna lay, what am I gonna lay? I'm gonna lay Morning, which was that 2 yellow color for me to use as a base, down all over my eye. Yeah, see, that would have been awful. All over my eye. Now this actually, Morning, is almost exact, see I keep comparing it to ABH. I feel like this is exactly the same color as Orange Soda and Soft Glam. Like, almost exactly the same. That's a little brighter. It's a little brighter. But just wanted to check. It is definitely a little brighter than Orange Soda. All right. And I will say these colors are pigmented. These are made in Italy. I guess that's why they're so expensive. But, you know, I think it was really smart of her to go down in the price, because the thing is that you really limit yourself with that price point. When you go over $100 for an eyeshadow palette, you are catering to a very small percentage of people that are willing to pay $100 or more for an eyeshadow palette. Most women, even if they have the money and can spend it, like, usually don't, there's a mosquito in here. Usually aren't going to. Like, the reason they probably have $100 to spend on an eyeshadow palette is because they don't spend $100 on eyeshadow palettes. So I think it was really smart of her to go down to 65, because that way you're getting a whole new audience that otherwise can't afford it. So, all right, so I think I'm going to go in with Jasper. I'm going to use the same brush again. Like I said, I'm trying to, mostly because I need to wash my brushes. So I'm trying to not use as many brushes. So Jasper is kind of just a little bit darker. It's not really that much darker than Morning, which is weird because it looks a lot darker. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is a buildy color. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm putting that under my eye too. Ooh, I like that. I like that, she says. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out how to incorporate this purple. It's gonna happen. And remember, if you want to make your look cohesive and you just want to spread a little bit under your eyes, that's a great look, great way just to kind of bring together your look without having to do a whole lot extra. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so now I need to play with these shimmers because I have all mattes down my eye right now. You know how I am. I probably would just be fine with all mattes, but for the sake of you guys, I'm going to play with the shimmers. I need to find a good packing brush. This one looks like it'll work. Okay, so I'm going to go, what am I gonna go into? I don't know. I think I'm gonna go into Agate. I really liked that color. So we'll do that on the inner third of my eye. So this is just a regular brush, packing it on. I'm not putting anything, haven't sprayed the brush or anything. I'm not sure that really showed up. That didn't really show up. Let's try Laurel. mean, and I did put that morning color down first. Okay, that showed up. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, so that just brightened it up a little bit. So agate was just a little too, that's probably a good highlight color for like my corner or above my, under my brow. But this laurel color is definitely making it a little shinier. And a little bit more pastel. Okay. This is where I need a serious brush for this. I need a MAC brush for this. That's how serious this is. The last thing I used in this was yellow, so I'm trying to make sure there's no yellow in it. Okay, I'm gonna go into Poppy, which is that very first color. It's like a dark cranberry. And I'm going to start it on the edge corner of my eye. And blend it towards the center. And then I think I'm gonna take that purple color in the middle of my eye. So I'm not super impressed with these shimmers, to be honest with you, because they're going down and they don't look shimmery at all. Part of that could be because I had already put a matte shadow down, but I don't know. And I feel like the color on my crease is fading. I don't know if you see that. Maybe I'm just looking for things to be wrong with this, which I shouldn't, because I wanted it real bad. All right, so I'm gonna take Aster, which is the purple. I'm gonna go right in the middle of my eye just to kind of juxtapose that color. Sometimes when you're blending your eyes, like your beginning eye color and your end eye color, taking a color that really doesn't have anything to do with either one of those colors and putting it in the center adds a really interesting pop and just kind of focuses the eye better and centers it. Now that one had some fallout in it. But that's the first one that's had fallout. I also didn't tap my brush, so that might just be my fault. But yeah, sometimes just a color that you wouldn't think would go between yellow and red, purple, can make a lot of difference. Okay. I think I'm being very jaded, Because I think I'm jaded by the fact that the last look I did was with the neons and it was so bright. So now I'm just like, All right, I'm gonna use Clove to darken up my transition because it's not dark enough. I'm going in with Clove just on the outside corner of my eye with a pointed transition brush or pointed blending brush. A tapered blending brush, if you will. And just kind of pulling that color out a little bit. And that Clove has a touch of that kind of burgundy purple color in it that's gonna blend, and I don't know, guys. I really wanted this palette to be like earth shattering. And I think it's just not shattering my earth, which is the problem. Like, I really wanted it to, because everyone talks about her stuff so much and everyone's like, oh my God. So I really just wanted it to be like leaps and bounds better than everything else. And I'm not saying it's not good. It definitely is good. But it's not that good. Like, it's not that much better than Anastasia or Jeffree. Now at $65, it's way more reasonable. And these are all colors that I would use. This is a beautiful color. I mean, they're a beautiful palette. There's no denying that. But now that I've tried this, what I was hoping would happen is that I would fall in love with them and then I'd have to get like the more expensive ones. But now after trying it, I think I'm probably good. Unless they come out with another one that's like this price. So I'm gonna go in with my finger into agate and just go right in the corner of my eye. Just kind of add a little brightness there. I mean, what do you guys think? I don't think it's ugly. I mean, obviously I don't think it's ugly. It's just not everything I wanted it to be. Maybe if I wet my brush. Let's experiment here. What is that? That is a volumizing hairspray. I don't want to use that on my eyes. Give me my MAC. Ugh. Guys, have you seen the little MACs, the summer ones? They're like travel size, and there's a pineapple one and like an orange one. Oh, I want them so bad. Just because I just want to smell them. Okay, so I'm wetting my brush and putting it into agate. No, excuse me, aster, the purple color. I'm seeing if that's gonna do anything. It's really not. Oh, there we go. Sometimes you just gotta pack it. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. That added a cool shift. Okay, okay. So aster looks pretty wet, but you're not gonna get much payoff dry. And you know, when I'm doing these first impression videos, guys, I do like to try to use as many. I mean, I know you guys are probably like, oh my God, Jessica, stop putting eyeshadow on. But I am trying to use a lot of the colors just so that I can kind of get an idea of the usability of it and like how each color compares to the other color. And you know, that's kind of what I do here. All right, so I'm gonna go into Phlox, which is that little bit lighter than poppy color, and just kind of darken up right here. Ooh, 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 that's a pretty color. Ooh, Phlox, okay. Phlox is going on the top too. Now that popped my eye. Not in a bad way. Ooh, that's, yeah, that's really, okay. So here, okay. As I do my liner and everything else, let me give you some little final thoughts, because I think this look is done. I think if I mess with it anymore, I'm just gonna hate myself for it. So I'm gonna take agate under my brow. Here are my thoughts. I think that, like I said, I think it was a very smart business move for Natasha Denona to make her palettes a little bit cheaper. I don't know, like I said, I never had one of her big ones that were more expensive, so I don't know if the quality is the same or anything. Ooh, okay, so I just used the carnelian under my eye. That's BA. This is very nice. Do I regret purchasing this? No, not at all. Is it going to be my favorite eyeshadow palette? Probably not, to be honest. And am I a little disappointed by that? Yes. I think I was expecting like fireworks to come out of my eyes when I used it. And that didn't happen. But I shouldn't have been expecting that, you know. But it's very pretty. It's very pretty. As far as level of ease of use, like the colors blend really well. I think that, you know, anybody could use this palette, definitely. I don't know if people that are not super comfortable with makeup would want to pay that kind of money for an eyeshadow palette. But if you want to, it's definitely cohesive. It definitely, you can make a lot of different looks out of it that are warm. I'm just going in and tight lining with some dark brown liner. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel underwhelmed. And I didn't want to feel underwhelmed. You know how it is. Like when you get really excited about something and then it happens and you're like, oh, that was it. That's kind of how I feel. Now I did get I got two other packages since I've gotten this. I got my BH Cosmetics order, which I got Desert Oasis. So I will be trying that one on in a video soon. And I also got an order from Clarity Cosmetics, which is an indie brand. And I got one of the palettes because it's called Bougie. Hey, baby. And Ashley Anklesong likes to call me Bougie. So I literally got the palette just because it was called Bougie. And so I swatched those colors today just to kind of see, and they were Nice. Okay. So I got a little liner on. I'm gonna take a little bit of this like coppery color liner just on the inside of my eye. Okay, it's not bad. I'm not gonna put liner on. Mascara on. It's a trend now, by the way. I will put mascara on for pictures, so there'll be mascara on my Instagram pictures. But yeah, overall, like I said, I think it's really pretty. I think it blended really well. The payoff on the shimmers is not what I expected. Like, I just kind of expected more. Cause like ABH, you know, there's a lot of fallout with it, but they're super pigmented. Like, you don't have any of their shimmers that don't come off like full color. So you definitely have to work with it a little bit more, and I think I was maybe expecting it to be a little bit, I don't know, a little bit fancier, I guess. But that's just me, and all that is good. So here's the look. Looks like a sunrise, I hope. I love you guys. Can't wait till our next video. Ooh, got something in my eye. Until then, everybody just take a deep breath. Breathe it out and be still.